So I want to speak into um there's a lot of names for trauma survivors, and they're all, well, that's not true. Most of them are well intentioned. Some of them are empath, some of them are highly sensitive people, some of them are trauma survivors, some of them are ADHD. Much like many things in our world, it depends on the lens that you're using, which semantics or how one interprets it. Um, my lens, through a lens of trauma, as a person in recovery and then a therapist, is they're all describing how the human body and a human experience survives. ADHD is rooted in trauma. It's a dopamine deficiency. Um, Highly sensitive people and empaths are how we experience our world externally and become masterful at keeping ourselves safe from a very young age. And it overrides um, cognitive and logic, and we use our body more than we use our brain. So there's lots of different ways we can look at it and talk about it. And all of them are right and not all of them are wrong. It really is. And the way Amber views it, so Amberism, don't Google this. The way I view this is it's forms of connection. Some people are going to connect with certain lenses better than others. And an example of that might be, I have something in my eye. I'm sorry, I keep messing with it. An example of that could be the difference in spirituality and religion. Some people prefer the lens of spirituality versus other people prefer the lens of religion that has to do with morals and values and rules specific to higher power. So coming from a place of non-dualism, meaning they're not right or they're not wrong, um, it is about what connects with you, what connects with your body. And there's lots of different ways that happens. And when when my human experience happens through my body, um, I do have a harder time some days of washing it off. Does that make sense? Like, some days my tools don't work. And it's not that they're not working, it's that I absorbed that much and it requires that much or more of self care. Remember our barometer where my Amber, a tool for me is to recognize my level of pathology, and I need to meet that with recovery or exceed it. And so when I am around a lot of people in recovery or a lot of people not in recovery, excuse me, when I'm in this place where my body is absorbing more and I need more of me, it becomes this balance of self-care. There is it's not a rule, it's a school of thought or a principle that in my industry, for every hour of therapy that my body facilitates, there should be an hour of self-care. Think about that for a second. It's a shit ton of self-care, right? You know, when I heard that the first time by one of my very special mentors, it meant something to me. Like the time where I was barely doing any self-care. It makes sense when I was doing so much in that place that Tim was describing. When I'm not in a good place, I'm not doing good things, like for me or anybody. When I was on my trip in Costa Rica in December, one there was many things that became clear. And one thing that spoke to me very clearly is the difference in oneness and othering. And it's not that one is right and one is wrong, but when I'm experiencing recovery, oneness is not something I had permission to have. When you think of oneness, I want you to think of yogis. It is this experience in my body with me. It is how I learned that I heal me. And growing up as a trauma survivor, spending more time out of my body than in my body, oneness is a skill for me. It takes active work in my recovery for me to be embodied. And then when I look at othering is connection. And sometimes that can be too much connection where I'm dependent upon other people. And sometimes that's not enough connection, right? It's this, again, this imaginary line where I don't know where it is, but at some point I crossed it. What I notice about recovery and what I noticed when I was in Costa Rica, it is the marriage of both oneness and othering. There isn't one of those that gets me to where I need to get to. Because as a human, I'm built for connection. But I got to first connect with me. I got to know who I am. I have to have that skill of oneness to be able to other, to be able to connect. Because what I can tell you is on days where I know better and I'm not doing better, it's because it's too fucking hard and I need help. And it's too hard and I'm not doing better, but I'm doing the same shit expecting different results, is because I'm not allowing people close to me. It's because my guard or my armor is up. It's because I'm not connecting. I'm trying to go in that dualistic place of oneness or othering rather than recognizing it's yin and yang. It is the marriage of oneness and othering. And what I mean by that is when I try to do recovery all by myself, the shit don't work. It don't work. When I try to stop drinking Mountain Dew, if I'm the only one that knows I'm stopped drinking Mountain Dew, guess what? Tomorrow I'm still drinking Mountain Dew. There's no accountability. There's no witnessing of my human experience. And boy, sometimes I'm like, damn it. And then there's other days where I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful that I am being seen. And there's other days where I just want to be like, oh, I don't want to be seen today. Probably those are the days I need to be seen the most. So I hope this was helpful. I realize the tool that I'm offering is very abstract, and it is very much around awareness, but it's also around I'm not going to do it perfect. I'm also not going to do it only with others or only with me. There is this marriage that happens.